Hello and welcome to the conclusion of the Back to Basics Season 2. Back to Basics Season 2 was all about data utilization. We spoke about data utilization from a machine-based decision support system view and from a human-based decision support system view. We introduced those two pillars, and in each pillar we introduced and explained different topics. We spoke about reporting, analysis, data visualization, dashboarding, and we spoke about machine learning, deep learning, rule engines, statistics, expert systems from a machine-based decision support. Now, it's time for the conclusion, and the conclusion cannot be done in one episode only. There are so many angles, there are so many point of views one can take on the utilization of data. We have decided to do 3 episodes. The second episode of the conclusion will introduce a more practical example. Practical in a way that it's not necessarily linked to business. Something that everybody can relate on, everybody can use. And you will see that utilizing, visualizing, and managing that data is crucial, and how it can be done. In the previous conclusion, episode 11A, that was all about business intelligence end to end, we saw the steps involved. Let's recap them quickly, as these 5 steps are valid for all projects dealing with data. In all cases, data needs to be collected, integrated, stored, analyzed, and distributed. That's pretty obvious. An important thing to notice or to remember is that this is a virtuous circle. Data, after being distributed, is most of the time recollected, re-injected, as new inputs are created based on the outcomes. It seems logical, right? But sometimes needs to be recalled. For this second angle of the conclusion, we'll focus on an example that is affecting us all collectively in our day-to-day lives and is not necessarily seen as an obvious business example at first. I am talking about the autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles, self-driving cars, are a fantastic example of end-to-end data usage systems. In fact, all we talked about in the Back to Basics video series so far, in both seasons, is present in those modern and innovative systems. Data is collected, mainly in real time via the cameras of the car, but also via radars and satellite geolocalization for the car currently driving. Some data consists of flows, real time for instance. Some of the data not, reference data for instance. Some data was prepared, the references. Some is acquired, the flows. Data is integrated. Machine learning and deep learning algorithms have been created to teach or educate the car, trying to cover all the possible cases that can occur or happen while driving. Rules have been defined in order to react properly in case of an event, for instance in case of a collision. Nevertheless, ethical, cultural, local definitions may vary, and therefore only humans are able to solve those. Data is stored. In this particular example, data is stored in a huge system that is used by all the connected cars, so that each car benefits from all the other cars' experiences. In short, when I drive myself on a road for the very first time, the car already knows the road, as all the cars that were here on that particular road before have told my car about this road. Data is analyzed in real time, of course, to simulate all the possible options and predict, or better said, avoid the collision. Data science and data mining are a huge component of that step. Data is distributed, of course, on the car's dashboard for the driver, showing all the street's component. I mean, the other cars, the road signs, the traffic lights, the pedestrians, the bicycles, road borders, etc., etc. Data is also distributed to the car maker's main database to be shared with all the other cars, and is also distributed to the car dealer in order to allow potential predictive maintenance, for instance. Yes, the car knows when a replacement of a part will be needed. And basically data used to help learn and progress for all the future developments. Data is also distributed to the company's headquarters, actually utilizing an ERP system to run their business. The ERP receives only the data it needs, of course, meaning probably not the camera views. Thinking ahead, the road data, data collected on the road, can be sold to the authorities for road maintenance, for traffic reports in real time, and I am sure many more cases can be invented. And the circle is closed, meaning that all what the current car driving has learned is fed back into the system and will benefit to all the others, including itself. Let's now have a look at the short video. This video depicts a self-driving car on an open road, and more interesting, all what the car itself is actually seeing. Everything that is seen is labeled, meaning understood by the car. Isn't it very impressive? So as a first conclusion, even if SAP's technology does not play a predominant role in the autonomous vehicle itself per se, it is helping collect, integrate, store, analyze, and distribute data over the whole chain. The integration with the company's headquarters and the data necessary to run the business is crucial. Instead of creating silos of data, data orchestration is necessary to be able to grab the right data at the right time from the right place and mix it to produce insight, intelligence, from that very raw data, and re-inject it into the circuit, distributing it to the right target, thus creating the virtuous circle I was mentioning before. All the SAP platform and technology solutions can contribute on this very particular practical example, and of course the unique integration helps ease the processes while driving the car, while analyzing the data, while planning and predicting the car maintenance, as well as while monitoring the company's financial performance, the supply chain, the shop floor, and in many more processes. And even the recommendation of a future purchase based on the usage of the current vehicle. I am sure many more ideas come to your mind. End to end, I said in the beginning. Now that we know a little bit more about a practical example of data utilization in the day-to-day life with these vehicles, I will see you on the next episode of The Conclusion. And that will be the last episode of the second season of the Back to Basics videos.